Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Wednesday, December the 3rd. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room. I've had some people say, how do I get into the room? Well, this is the address to get into the room. You just, I know you can't click on this, but I mean, just type it in and you get into the room and you sign in just using your email. You don't use your trade ideas sign in, password or anything. And if you don't have trade ideas, you're welcome to come into the room to see what we do. And this is how you get in. Live on the mic between 9 o'clock and 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And usually I'm there a little bit earlier, and I try to stick around a little bit later to answer questions unless we have a webinar, which we do today. All right, now I have to just watch one stock. I'm probably going to get out of it very, very soon. Kind of a strange day. I had one, two, three stocks that did not work out for me. Let's take a look at them, okay? Just very quickly. I'm just watching, the one I'm watching is PAYC, by the way. I'm still in it. 4204 will get me out, so have to bear with me. I have to keep one eye on it. PSTG, unfortunately, this one kind of whipped me out. And the reason I got into this one, I think if you watched the video yesterday, you know I was interested in this one as a potential swing trade. But this one yesterday, look at this. I mean, it was opened here 1286 and closed almost a dollar high, well over a dollar higher, excuse me, on the daily. And I had seen this one break through 13, and you have to see this, excuse me, when it's through 13 and then you see this pattern, which you've got a bunch of red candles. These are 50, these are daily candles, of course, but down, and then you see these tails here. This is kind of telling you that maybe the selling pressure is over. Again, the sellers really tried to drive it down. Buyers took over, sellers took over, but not with as much negativism as they did the day before. Buyers took over again, and then we get a green candle. So to me, that looked like this could be a bit of a reversal. And in the room, I point out quite a few ideas, I guess. A lot of people like to swing trade. I'm not a big swing trader, but I don't mind pointing out ones that I think have potential. So this is one that I thought might have potential. So unfortunately, it ran so much in the day that this would have been a great day trade. So I was bound and determined to watch this one early on today to see what was happening. So let's just go to a 15-minute and get it a little bit bigger here. Okay, and the property show the pre-market. So it really did nothing in the pre-market, but here's the opening candle. And so when it broke over 14, I took the trade right here at 1421, right about there. On this candle, now look, it popped up to 1441. I did not get out though, anything. And I guess I really should have. Today was a day in which, scalping, the things I was looking at anyway, scalping was the way to go. So, 1421 to 1441. I'm not saying I could have got out right there. Probably the bid was a little bit lower, but anyway, the bottom line is in at 1421 and out at 1414 for a small loss. And then afterwards, it did take a nice pop all the way up to here, but it now is starting to give it up. So, this is kind of I think if it got up back over 14 again at some point, not necessarily today, or I might take a look at it again, but pretty erratic for it today. Excuse me. The other one I was mentioning yesterday in yesterday's video was this one, and unfortunately, this is the one I didn't take. Again, if you look at the daily on it, excuse me, if you look at the daily on it, you're going to see why. Nice void all the way up to 47. Again, when I say that, it doesn't mean it's going to get there, but it has a shot, at least at getting into this area, excuse me, without running into any resistance. And I looked at this one really closely early this morning, and just for some reason, I just didn't take the trade. Probably could have taken it easily over 39 here, and a little bit of froth there, but I still would have been positive, and then could have at least ridden it up to this area here as a day trade. Again, I don't swing very often, but I'm pointing these out as potential swings. But a lot of them that I'm seeing like this are good, not bad day trading vehicles also. And then here's the one that kind of really ticked me off was the AVP. Again, rumors that perhaps Oprah, like she did with Weight Watchers, maybe take this over. And that was I guess, the rumor du jour. And I did something I don't normally do. I got in just underneath the whole number at 399, right on this candle here. And right at 399, you see it popped up to, come on, it popped up to 410. Probably should have taken something out, but this looked like it really had a lot of room to run, and it just didn't do it for me. And I got out at 384. I actually went through the what I really wanted to get out. I wanted to get it out around right here, but it went down so quickly. And now, we'll just have to wait and see. So if this can get over $4 tomorrow, I may take a look at it again, but right now, very, very disappointing. More disappointing that I wasn't able to get out at where I really wanted to stop out at because it just went down so quickly, or that I didn't take a little bit of profit. I don't usually take a stock just under the whole number, and but in this case, it did work. It popped, and everybody got excited, but then it just fell. So anyway, that was that one. Now, PAYC is the trade I'm still in and still watching like a hawk. Um, if you remember yesterday, I can't remember the stock. Memory's getting so bad now on short term. But anyway, one of the stocks. Oh no, I know what it was. It was ZAG, ZAGG. Excuse me. And this was ZAG yesterday was a street sweeper. Street sweeper. If you don't know who they are, they're like Citron. Excuse me, and some of these other groups that out there that put out newsletters. They research the heck out of companies and they basically start talking trash about them. And they send these emails out. They make no bones about it. They are short. It's not like it's any surprise. And but they do have some power. So yesterday ZAG was one. Did not go down that much. And I tried to play it and it didn't really work. But this one, look at this. I mean, here's where the email came out. The email, I got it anyway at around 10 o'clock. So right here. And so look how much it fell. So again, they're basically trashing the company. And so it fell all the way down here. And I kept trying to watch it for a bounce play. Now, interestingly, I actually did short it. First time I actually shorted it 40.97. I thought, you know what, it's just getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So I actually shorted it right here, 40.97. And I took some out at, what was the price? 40.84, and that was it. I mean, it was just a quick scalp, just to see, because there was some support. And you can't see it on this chart. There was some support down here around 40.60, but I just thought I'd take a quick scalp and see what happened. Now, of course, I'm waiting for a bounce. All right. Now, I was watching the 15.8, which we don't have as an indicator yet. Excuse me. And what I mean by that is the eight period EMA, exponential moving average, on a 15-minute chart. One of our really, really good posters in the room, Real Big Deal. He subscribes to that theory that stocks will perhaps move up there and then bounce off. If it can get through, then great. But he doesn't like taking a trade unless excuse me, he really feels that it could get up there and then bounce back. Well, this is a little late because when it was at 41.84, the 15.8 was at 41.84, but of course it's going to change as the day goes on. And at one point, at the point it got down to about 41.66 down to here. So I decided to take the trade late. It was a little bit late. I got in the first time at 41.73. I was worried about the whole number. And so I sold some at 41.91 right up here, right around here. And then as it was starting to come down, I chickened out and sold it again at 41.82. So again, from 41.73 up to 41.91 and 41.82, not great, but I did say that I would take it again if it could make it back over 42. And so that's where we are right now. So I'm back in this trade at 41, or sorry, 42. Come on, there we go, 42.04. I have taken some out at 42.34 right up here, and I'm hanging on. I'm hoping. I shouldn't say hope when you talk about trading, but this almost got me out. This little tail down here almost got me out because there's my buy, but I decided to hold on. In my mind I said, okay, if it gets down below 42, I'll get out. So far, I am being rewarded. If if it can start moving up again, that would be great. But it's is a little frothy. Obviously, what we'd have loved to have seen is just a steady move back up. I wasn't anticipating it would move all the way back up to where it started coming down, because I believe also, what am I here? That's 9:30. I believe that Street Sweeper and Citron, I believe they stagger their emails. I don't think they go all out at once. So my guess is that some came out here and then some came out here, and maybe some more here. So uh, I was hoping that maybe we could get back up to this level. But anyway, it doesn't look good. 4207. If certainly if it blows down below or gets down below 42, I will definitely be out. If even if it touches 42, I'll probably get out. But not a bad trade. And somebody said in the room it was good patience. You're right. I suppose it was. I watched this probably for 4 hours because this was at 10 o'clock where I got the email alert. So I watched it come down, do all this stuff, not really giving a good entry. And so finally I was rewarded, but it's definitely it took a long time. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on all that. Good idea to watch if you have Street Sweeper or Citron. They're free services. You can just go onto the internet and Google them, and you can sign up for their service. It's free, and they'll be glad to send you out an email every time they're short of stock, because the more the merrier that pile in, because I guarantee they're short already up here. And again, they make no bones about it. They're not trying to hide the fact that they're short the stock, but they do go into quite a lot of depth. If you read what they say, I mean, they go into a lot of depth about why they think this stock is way overvalued and where they think it could go. I didn't read the report. Don't have usually time to do that. But anyway, there you have it. So, question and answer period today on the AI channel, probably a lot. I think Dan and Brad are going to go over like today is a tough day and how you can trade around it. I should go over one trade. I forgot. CNX is what I was in. CNX was actually a short alert, and I think the alert was around 888. I want to say 888, right around here. But I decided to go long, and I think a couple of us in the room went long at 907. Again, another one that I could have, scalped a little bit out, but as it started coming down, I exited at 904 for a small loss. And the reason I did that, and by the way, I'm out of PAYC now. Okay, I'm out of PAYC now. Right at 4202, so a small loss on the second bid. Um, so why I was, reluctant to stay in this that much longer is that, and what Brad and Dan will start looking at is that we have this strategy called selling into strength under $20. And yeah, it does test out well, and that's why it makes our cut. And again, to make the cut, the strategy has to have a win percentage of at least 60% and a profit factor of at least 2. So that's why it's making the cut. But I'm not seeing that they're working out that well. The last couple of weeks, I don't see that they're working out that well, even though they're making the cut. What we're finding, I think, is that perhaps AI is triggering a little too soon, because look what happened. I mean, even if it had, you use that 888 at getting in, I mean, eventually it did go down to 840, which is tremendous percentage win. But, we're just finding that perhaps it's just a little too early, and we'll have to maybe tinker with it to see, what we can do to get it to trigger a little bit later, give it a little more time, maybe even, wait on the time. I mean, what time is this? 10:45. 10:30. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but that's one of the reasons why I wasn't so, overwhelmed by this trade, thinking that, well, it saw something, it thought it was going to be a weak stock. Maybe it was just going to trigger a little bit later, and that's what it did. So anyway, again, my 2 cents on that. So hopefully, the float. We actually had the float on in which they were optimizing the low floaters on the move, but I don't think as I said to Dan, I don't think that we should be having high price stocks in there at all. I think maybe, cut it off at $10. If you can optimize it so that, we're getting good win percentages, that's fine. Then, don't put it out there until we actually get good win percentages in there. So I wasn't that thrilled about getting a stock that's $86 and try to, even though it's a low float, and trying to trade it. Much rather see the other ones. Anyway, a little long-winded today. So that's it for me today. Here we have again how to get in, and again, just here's how you get into the room, and open from 9 to 4, and hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye bye.